Several years ago, you presented in front of a group of men that I was participating with, and you
Yeah, I
explained
remember that.
the concept of evaluation. And
Uh-huh.
we met a couple weeks later with the same guys, and there was one of them who just really had a tough time with it. He was not having any of it, and I was like, "Wait, what? Like you don't like?" It just seemed like so clear and obvious to me, and he couldn't grasp the idea of comparing to something worse. He's like, but that's focusing on the negative, right? And I'm sure you've
Was
heard it
it?
a gazillion times. That
Yeah.
well, how is that positive to focus on the negative? And so maybe you can speak to that briefly. We're kind of going back and forth here, but I love the model. I love the evaluation model, and maybe tell me where I'm wrong here, or chime in. But for me, this judgment and evaluation model that you have, it allows me to focus that it could be something worse. It isn't worse. It's what it is. And I'm not comparing myself to say I am better than that. I'm not saying I'm better than that person.
Right.
I'm saying my circumstance, my pain, my feeling, that's what I'm observing. Yet when we flip to the creation side, we say, okay, now that I've evaluated, I and now I'm thinking about what I'm thinking. Now I'm empowered to create. And now I get to choose. And that's when I get to imagine sky's the limit, right? And that's when I look at the positivity. There's nothing stopping me from going all the way.
One of the first thoughts that came to me as you were describing that is a hammer. It's like a carpenter's hammer. You know how the head of that hammer has two ends? There's a blunt, flat face, is what it's called, of the hammer. It's for the purpose of driving nails. And on the other side is a claw. It has a very different purpose. It's for pulling nails out. You don't use the claw to pound a nail, and you can't use the face to pull one out. It doesn't work that way. Very similarly, and you can't turn this off. This is how I would respond to your colleague if he were to ask me directly about this. I'm not telling you how to think. I want you to see that you already are. And you can't turn off evaluation. You are judging. You're what it is. And the only way to do that is in comparison to something. Notice that you're doing it. If you say this is hard, I know you're comparing it to something easier, right? I mean, we can deduce that. Is this good or bad? I don't know. Is my son's cancer good news or bad news? I don't know. Compared to no cancer, this sucks. But compared to worse cancer or sudden death, I'll take this. So we're not, like you were saying, we're not going out there comparing ourselves to people who have it worse. That's not the purpose. I want you to see that your brain is already judging it, and then you get to choose. Until you see it as a choice, it's not. And you're going to roll with what you already think, which comes from your programming, and that can be really strong.